Next is delete. How to remember these concepts? We have come across operations performed on non-primitive node, that is array. So now we are writing algorithms on all these operations. So first operation traversal, we have already discussed traversal algorithm. Second operation insert operation, that we discussed before just now, that is insert element of algorithm. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ನಿಗೂ ಅದರದ್ದೇ algorithm ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Next delete. Third is delete operation. See, for your syllabus the problem statement would be like this: delete an element from array from the given location. Here user will enter the location, okay. From that location you have to remove the element. When you remove element, there will be gap. You have to assume there is a gap. ಇಲ್ಲಿ actually ಏನು remove ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಥರ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ನ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ ಇದು, ರನ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ನ ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಥರ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈಗ ನೀವು 5 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ 5 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಡಿಲೀಷನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಶೋ 4 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್. So that at the end user, for the end user it appears, yeah, before 5 elements were there, after deletion it's showing 4 elements, so element was deleted. Like that he can come to know, he can think that. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟು ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ನ ನಾವು ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ದೆನ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಶೋ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್? ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್: delete an element from the array from given location. Try to understand the problem statement first. While coding you have to assume already array as elements. Array ಅಲ್ಲಿ elements ಇದೆ. Okay, now you are going to delete an element from the given location. User has to input location, from which location element has to remove. So before going to remove, let us check whether given location is valid or invalid. What we discussed in our insert, same code. While deleting element, you have to check whether it is valid or invalid. So you have to write instruction for or if statement for invalid position. If it is a valid position, then a program has to delete that element. So I told you actually it won't delete element, just it has to show the deleted element is this one. After that, if you display array elements, it will show the element except that. It shows the array elements except the deleted element. So that it will come to know, yes, the element has been deleted. ಈ ಥರ ನೀವು ಅನ್ಕೋಬೋದು. Okay, now so let us assume the array is like this: A, I'll take int a of 10, so I can store 10 elements here. Right now I'll take only 5 elements, 0, sorry, I'll start from 1 only. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Up to 9. I use only 5 locations. Assume already we have inserted elements 100, 200, 50, 180, 900. Like these elements are stored. I have taken integer array. Name of the array is A. Now I want to delete the element from which location you want to delete. I will delete from 2, but 3 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Let us delete element from third location. So I consider location 3. So 50 has to remove. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಫಸ್ಟು ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಓಕೆ, 50 ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಆಯಿತು. ದೆನ್ we have to fill this space. Then 180 has to come here and 900 has to come here. After that you have to reduce the array size, n value reduce ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Before there were 5 elements, now there are 4 elements after deletion. That's why how to code it? Let us check whether it is a valid or invalid location. If LOC greater than n or LOC less than 1. Any one of these conditions true, then the whole condition will be true. Then what it has to display? Cout insertion invalid location. Okay, then exit. If it is false, what is the conclusion? It is a valid position. Then you can delete element. I won't write else here. I used only simple if. If this condition satisfy, directly it exits from the program. Program ಇಂದನೇ ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ exit ಬರ್ದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ if ಇಂದ ಆಚೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. After execution of this, it come out of the if. Okay? Then you need to write else part. I have written exit no, so directly it come out from the program. Now directly I'll write here. Next thing, okay, now it is a valid position, valid location. Now the thing is you have to remove element. Which element you have to remove? The given location, third location. Let us display. Actually I told you no, we won't delete. Let us display deleted element is, either you can write what is that? Okay, A of LOC. Either you can write this or you can write, or then you can first you can take ELE is equal to A of LOC. After that you can directly write ELE, or directly you can write this statement. First ಆ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಇರೋ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ನ ELE ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೋದು. Deleted element is A of LOC. What is there in LOC? ಏನಿದೆ LOC ಅಲ್ಲಿ? 3 ಇದೆ. A of 3, which element? 50. So it display deleted element is 50. ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 100, 200, 50, 180, 900. After that we will give position. Yes, it is a valid position. So after that it display deleted element is 50. Now after deletion I want to display. Well, if you display array elements, it should not come. ಇದು ಬರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದು ಬರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲಿ. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕೀಗ? ಸೊ let us assume element is not there here. For our convenience to write a code, let us assume element is not there. So there is a space. I have to shift these elements here. Which element I have to shift first? 180 I have to shift here, then 900. So from where you have to start shifting? ಈ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತನಾದರೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಈ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ಈ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ನಿಗೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಮೀನಿಂಗಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ನೀವು ಬರೀಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಆ ಮೀನಿಂಗಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಬರೀಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನೋಡೋಣ ಎರಡಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ? ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ. ಇದನ್ನೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು? POS + 1 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? ಸೊ ರೈಟ್, POS ಸಾರಿ LOC ಅಲ್ವಾ ಇದು? LOC ಥರ್ಡ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಯಾವುದು ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು? 180. ಅಂದರೆ LOC + 1 ಅನ್ಬೋದಾ? For I'll write here, for I is equal to LOC + 1. ಈ ಮೀನಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಬಂದಾಗ LOC + 1. ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ? ಅಪ್ ಟು ವೇರ್? LOC ತನಕ. ಸಾರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ. ಈ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟು ಇದು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತಿದು. I can write I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Now this element has to move to this location. I can write like this, I is equal to, right now I value is 4 ಅಲ್ವಾ, LOC plus 1 ಅಂದರೆ 4 ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ. 4 ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಥರ್ಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. A of I minus 1 is equal to A of I. What is the value of LOC? 3. LOC plus 1, sorry 3 plus 1, 4. I value is 4. ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ. I less than n. What is the value of n? ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ? 1 2 3 4 5 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ n value is 5. 3 less, sorry 4. I value 4 ಅಲ್ವಾ? 4 less than 5. Yes. Then it enters 4 minus 1, 3 is equal to A of I. What is the value of I? 4. A of 4, this one has to move to this location. 180 has come here. I increments. I becomes 5. Before I was 4, now I is 5. Is 5 less than or equal to 5? Yes. Now the value of I is 5. I minus 1. What is there in I? 5. 5 minus 1, 4 is equal to A of 5. 900 has to go to this location. 900. Overwrite ಆಯಿತು. Still 900 ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Now I becomes, what is the value of I? 6. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Is 6 less than 5? Condition false ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದಾಗ I ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು? 6 ಆಗಿದೆ. It terminates from the loop. Okay, the elements already there. After that, if I write n is equal to n minus 1, what is the value of n? 5. 5 minus 1, 4. ಅಲ್ವಾ? n value ಏನಾಯಿತು? 4 ಆಯಿತು. If you start display from 1 to n, it display only these elements and this element will be discarded. Okay. See here. So I reduced n value, no? N is equal to n minus 1. So it won't consider this value. When you display array elements, usually we start like this, no? I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. See out, insertion A of I, insertion backslash n, semicolon. ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅರೇ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ we start from 0 and it end to n minus 1. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಈ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀವು 1 ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇದೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 1 till n. ಇದಕ್ಕೇನೆ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು. I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n. ಇದೆರಡು ಮಾತ್ರ ನೆನಪಿಡಲೇಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಾವು ಅರೇಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ನ 0 ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಈ ಎರಡು ಅಲ್ಗರಿದಮ್ಮಿಗೆ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 1. 0 ಇಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದರೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಟರ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ I is equal to 1 till n. If location, if the location is 5 ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಈಗ, ಆಯಿತಾ? 5th ಲೊಕೇಶನಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ. I'll take 50 here. So again we have to check whether location is valid or invalid. So it is a valid location. 1 ಇಂದ 5 ತನಕ valid is valid location. Now you have to delete element. Then it has to display deleted element is 900 ಅಂತ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇದು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದು. ಈ ಕೋಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇದಂತೂ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮಗೇನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಒಂದು ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ದೋ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್, that code has to work properly. So I is equal to location plus 1. What is the location? 5. 5 plus 1, 6. 6 less than or equal to 5, false. It won't enter the loop even at once. Once ranu hogalla. Then it terminates. N is equal to n minus 1. Before n value was 5, now it is 4. N value 4 aitu. If you display array elements, it display only these 4 elements. Understood? If you write I is equal to LOC, wait, I'll show you. If location is 3, I want to remove element from that location. Okay, let us assume we have removed element. Now we have to shift. So to which location I have to shift? LOC. If I consider this method, LOC ಗೆ ನಾನು ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? LOC ಗೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ. ಹೌದಾ? I less than or equal to n. Now a of I, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಬರಿಬೋದು ನಾವು? a of I is equal to a of I plus 1. ಹೌದಾ? a of I is equal to a of I plus 1 ಅಂತ ಬರಿಬೋದು. Now I increments, I becomes, what is the value of I now? First I was 3, now I is 4. 4 less than or equal to 5, condition true. a of 4, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 50 ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇದೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದೆ. a of 4 is equal to a of 5. It means the 5th location value has to go to 4th location. 900 will come here. Now I increments, I becomes 5. Is 5 less than or equal to 5? Yes, condition true. a of 5 is equal to a of 6. Means the 6th location element has to move to 5th location. What is there in the 6th location? Nothing is there. Let us assume there is a garbage value. That garbage value overwrites this. Illeno one garbage value overwrite agutte. Okay. Now I increments, I become 5. Sorry, 5 agittalva. I become 6. 6th less than 5, false. It terminates. Terminate agutte. Now n is equal to n minus 1. n becomes 4. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ. So ಆ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, though you follow that method or this method, you'll get the same result. But one extra thing happens in this method. That garbage value will be stored here. It doesn't affect the code. So better you can go for this method. LOC plus 1, and here I minus 1 is equal to a of I. Let us write algorithm. Delete element. Name of the algorithm ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. A is an array. A is an array having n elements. ELE is an element. ELE is an element which is to be deleted from the location LOC. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಬರೀದಿದ್ದು in the previous example also you have to write a, ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ? a ಬೇಕು, n and LOC. See, I did not write that in the previous algorithm. What we had written, ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ELE ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಏನು A, we need array, size, location and ELE. These things we have to input. Here we should not input ELE, we have to give LOC. And in the previous traversal also, I did not write that, please note down. There we had written only traversal. Under that we had written an explanation there. So beside it you have to write A, N. You need array and size for traversal. These things you should write. Don't forget to update it. You have to write that. Step 1. Check for invalid location. If location greater than n or location less than 1, then step 2, print invalid location. Step 3, exit. Then end of if. I'll continue here. So after this, if this condition false, what does it mean? It is a valid position. Then program has to remove element. Step 4, I'll write here. Step 4, delete element. This is a comment, delete element. So you have to assume your element, that is A of LOC, ಆ ಲೊಕೇಶನಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟು ELE ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. Step 5, now you have to fill that gap. For I is equal to LOC plus 1 to, I had to start from LOC plus 1 to ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, to n ವರೆಗೂ. I or step decremented by 1, that is I is equal to I minus 1. Sorry, step increment ಅಲ್ವಾ, incremented by 1, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಲೊಕೇಶನಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. incremented by 1, I is equal to I plus 1. Step 6, ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಈಗ ಅರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, A 1 2 3 4 5 6 ಹಿಂಗೆ ಈ ಥರ ಇದೆ, 100 200 900 800 600 ಈ ಥರ ಇದೆ. ಇಫ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ 3, LOC ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, LOC ಪ್ಲಸ್ 1ಇಂದ ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ I ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, I ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 4, this element has to move here, then I has to come to 5th location. So that's why I have to write I is equal to LOC plus 1. Now A of, what I should write here, A of ಯಾವ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, 4th ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿರೋದು 3rd ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಅಂದರೆ I ಎಲ್ಲಿರೋದು I minus 1ಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅದು ಈ ಕಡೆ. A of I minus 1 is equal to A of I. ನೀವು ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ವೇರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, I ವೇರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. A of I minus 1 is equal to A of I. End of for loop. Okay. Next, after this you have to reduce the size of an array. Step 7, decrement array size by 1. that is n is equal to n minus 1. Step 8, return. Understood? So this is also for 5 marks. All of you write down this. We are writing algorithm only for deletion part. We are not writing algorithm for entire program. Idi program ige ನಾವು algorithm ಬರಿತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬರೀ ಮೇನ್ ಕೋಡಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರಿತಾ ಇರೋದು algorithm. So after this you should not write anything in your notes. I'll explain the program, just you watch the video. Later I'll come to upcoming algorithms. ಈಗ ಈ ಎರಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ವ, ಇದೆರಡನ್ನು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಅದು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ದೆನ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಗರಿದಮ್. ಲೇಟರ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಅದರ್ ಅಲ್ಗರಿದಮ್ಸ್. Those programs also important, that is lab programs, but don't continue in this algorithm part. You have to take a sheet and write those programs, what I'll write now. I hope you understood this concept. Let us implement these algorithms one by one in the program. See, before going to write a program, let us analyze the output screen. See, when you assume you have already written program, this is output screen. So on the output screen, first what it has to display, I'll write from here. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಇದು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇದಿಷ್ಟನ್ನು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ 1, or okay, first it has to ask enter number of elements. Number of elements ಅಂದರೆ n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. If I give 5, after that enter 5 elements. Now I'll input one by one. 100, 500, 900, 600, 200. So after this enter position or enter location. ನೀವು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅರೇಗೆ, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಗರಿದಮ್ ಬರೆದಿರೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಎಂಟರ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್. ಇಫ್ ಐ ಗಿವ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ 2, ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್, ಇಸ್ಂಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಎಂಟರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದೇನು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ಎಂಟರ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಫ್ ಐ ಗಿವ್ 1000, ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ 1000, ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್. Now let us display array element. After that it has to display, after insertion array elements are ಏನಂತ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅರೇ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸು. I'll write here. I'll display horizontally. Tabs ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 100, 500 ನೋಡಿ, 1 2 ಈ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, 2 ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ 500 ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಬರಬೇಕು, 1000, 500, 900, 600, 200. I don't have space now, that's why I have written here like this. I have given tabular space. ಈ ಥರ ನನಗೆ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕು. Now let us write a program. Header files as include iostream, as include conio.h. Class, I'll take name of the class is insert. You all know class and objects concept. So now for all these programs I'll implement in a class and object. What are the data elements you require? Array you need, size n value is needed, element, location and I value. That is a variable to for the location or to show the index. In private section I'll take int a of 10 n I ele loc semicolon. Okay. Now in public section, so these the member functions are having looping statements. Now I'll define these functions outside the class. So first we have to declare what are the functions. I'll take void input to input the values, void input, void add. I'll take a function name is add, void disp. It's very simple. We have taken three functions. One function to insert all elements into array, another function to insert a new element, and one more function to display array elements. That's it. So let us define one by one. I'll right here. Return type void, class name, insert. You know the rule how to define member function outside the class. Scope resolution and function name input, open flower bracket, then so first what you want to display? Enter number of elements. Cout enter number of elements. Cin extraction n. After that enter those elements alva. Cout insertion enter n elements. I hope you know why I am writing this format. I want to display how much value I have given in n, that value has to display. If I give n 5, then it has to display enter 5 element. Now you have to write for loop. For I is equal to 1, illi matra 1 in the start madi. I less than or equal to n I plus plus. Cin extraction a of I semicolon. For loop close, function close. Next, let us define display function because it's very simple now. Void disp, return type void, class name, insert, scope resolution, name of the function is disp. For loop no. For I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Cout insertion a of I insertion backslash n. So this function purely contains only display part. Array elements display madideno ashte. Adashte irutte adralli. Now I'll write one more function, that is insert function. Void insert scope resolution, then add. Name of the function is add now. Now you have to write the code what we had written algorithm there. Now first you have to check, you have to ask location, no? That code you have to write here. Cout enter location. Cin extraction LOC. Now we have to check whether it is invalid if location greater than n or location less than 1. See out invalid location. Get CH. Exit, I'll give exit. Exit 0. Close. I'll write here. If that condition false, then a program has to ask element. See out enter element. C in extraction ELE. After that, so now I have to insert element to the given location, no? So we need to create a space there. So we have to shift element from the last location. In this we have taken I from 1 to n, no? The last element is at nth location. So we have to write looping statement. I is equal to n, I greater than or equal to LOC, I minus minus. Here now I is at n last location. So that last location element has to move to I plus 1th location. That's why what I have to write, A of I plus 1 is equal to A of I. Okay. Then you have to insert element. After that space will be created. A of LOC is equal to ELE. Then n is equal to n plus 1. Function close. So let us see the output here. Sorry, main function, I did not write main function. I'll write here. Void main. Always execution starts from main, no? First what I have to write, we have to create object. What is the class name? Insert. Insert. I'll take object name as obj anta tagontini. Which function I should call first? Input function, because before going to add new element, first array must have elements here. Obj dot input. After that obj, once you give before inserting element, array elements are see out before insertion array elements are. So I am going to display array elements before inserting element. To display array elements, we have a function called disp. So I must write obj dot disp. Then I will continue here. After that obj dot add. After adding, now I want to display, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಹೊಸ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಈಗ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ತಾನೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದು. ಸಿ ಔಟ್ insertion. After inserting insertion array elements are. So obj dot disp get ch close. Let us see the output here. So always execution starts from main function. Okay, you have created object. Then obj dot input, which function will execute? This function. So enter number of elements, it will be display here, enter number of elements. If I give 5, then enter 5 elements. After that this loop will be executed. Let us assume elements are 5, 11, 15, 20, 25, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. Now only this much code is there. After that, what is the next instruction here? Before insertion, obj dot display. So whatever the elements you have inserted, those elements will be displayed because we have called display function. Before insertion array elements are ಏನು insert ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಿ ಅದು display ಆಯಿತು ಈಗ 20, 25. ಓಕೆನಾ? After that, next instruction obj dot add. Which function? Add function will be called. E function execute aಗುತ್ತೆ. Enter location. I'll write here. Enter location. So user will enter a location. If I give location 4, then 4 greater than n. What is the value of n? 5. Condition false. 4 less than 1, condition false. Then it won't enter this block. Directly it come out from the block and it executes the statement. Enter element. Enter element. If I give element 50, that 50 is stored in ELE right now. Now we have to create a gap at the location, in the location 4. I is equal to n. N means which location? 5th location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Illide I, alva? 5 greater than, so locations I'll write locations here 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 1 inda tagondirodu. Right now I is at 5th location. 5 greater than LOC. What is the value of LOC? 4. This is LOC. Yes, condition true. I plus 1. I value is 5. 5 plus 1, 6. You have taken array size is 10, but you have inserted only 5 elements. So you will have enough space to shift that. I is 5. 5 plus 1, 6. The 6th location gets the value of location 5. What is there in location 5? 25. The 25 goes to which location? 6th location. I'll write here. Illi torustini nodi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Innu ide illi. 5, 11, 15, 20, 25. ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತು 25 6th ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. Internal process, these are all internal process, it won't display on the screen. To make you understand, I am writing here. Now I decrements, I becomes 4. 4 greater than or equal to 4 is condition true. Now I plus 1, 4 plus 1, 5. A of 5 is equal to A of 4. A of 4 ಅಂದರೆ 20. 20 ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂತು? ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. Now I decrements, I becomes 3. Is 3 greater than or equal to 4? Condition false. It terminates. Then A of LOC. LOC ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ? 4 ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? 4th ಲೊಕೇಶನ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್? ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನೋಡಿ 50. ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ 4, ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ 50. ಈಗ 50 ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು? A of LOCಗೆ. ಈ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಇದಲ್ವಾ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ನು? ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ 50 ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಬಿಫೋರ್ 20 was there in the location 4. Now 20 shifted to 5th location and 25 shifted to 6th location. 4th location was empty. So that in that location I have inserted new element. Then n is equal to n plus 1. N is equal to n plus 1. What is the value of n? 5. Now it becomes, before it was 5, now it is 6. ನೋಡಿ n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಿತ್ತು? 5 ಇತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಏನಾಯಿತು? n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 6 ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮೆಮೊರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ n ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? ಈಗ 6 ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಇಷ್ಟಾಯಿತು. ಈಗ ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಯುವರ್ ಅರೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಈ ಥರ ಇದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅರೇ. ಈಗ After that, after insertion array elements are, after insertion array ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅರೇ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಒಬಿಜೆ ಡಾಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್, ಅಗೇನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕಾಲಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಅದು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್, ಅದು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಅದು ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು, 1 ಇಂದ n ವರೆಗೂ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡೋದಷ್ಟೇ ಅದರ ಕೆಲಸ. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನೀವು ಲೂಪ್ ಬರ್ದಿರೋದೇ ಹಾಗೆ ನೋಡಿ, 1 ಇಂದ n ವರೆಗೂ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗು. ಆವಾಗಲೇ n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ, ಅದು 1 ಇಂದ 5 ತನಕ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತು. ಈಗ n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, 6 ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 1 ಇಂದ n ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ, n 6 ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ, 1 ಇಂದ 6 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಇಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, 5, 11, 15, 50, 20, 25. ದೀಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಡ್. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ನೋಡಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಷನ್. ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅದೇ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಡ್ ದ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ 4, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ 50. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಷನ್ 50 ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಶೋರ್ ದಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟೆಡ್. ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಇಫ್ ಐ ಗಿವ್ ಇನ್ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಗಿವ್ 6, ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ 6, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 6, ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್, ಹಿಯರ್. 6 ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 5 ಫಾಲ್, ಎಸ್, ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ, ಇದು ಟ್ರೂ ಆಯಿತು. 6 ಲೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 1 ಫಾಲ್ಸ್. Anyhow, it is a OR operation, no? If any one of the conditions is true, then the whole condition is true. Then it enters a block invalid location. It display invalid location and it exits from the program. So this is the way to implement inserting an element into an array at a given location. So you have written algorithm for only this code. Add ಅಂತ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಗೋರಿದಮ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಗೋರಿದಮ್ ಬರೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರಿ, ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಗೋರಿದಮ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀರಾ. If you understand insert an element, it is very easy to understand delete an element. ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ. ಇನ್ ಡಿಲೀಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ಡ್ ಅರೇ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅರೇನೋ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಒನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್. ದಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅರೇ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅರೇ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಅಂತ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆನ್ಪಿಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟಲ್ಲೂ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರೀತೀರಾ ಅರೇಗೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ, ಡಿಲೀಟಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರೀತೀರ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಯಿತಾ, ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಕಲಿತ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಕಲ್ತಂಗೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅರೇ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ 1 ಇಂದ n ತನಕ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. 2 ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅದೊಂದೇ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು. ಐಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ನೌ ಹೆಡರ್ ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. See, don't write delete. Delete is a keyword. You should not take it as a class name. Identifiers, so keywords are not taken as identifiers. No? Function name ನೀವು ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ಏನಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಡಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಥವಾ ಡೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸಾಕು. ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬೇಡ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಡೆಲ್. Private int a of 10 n. Here also we need I. Here POLOC. You won't insert element here. The public section void input, same what you had taken before, no, same function, input function void. I'll take remove, there I taken add, here you can take remove, void disp, class close semicolon. Let us define one by one outside the class. Return type void, class name del, Scope resolution, function name, input. Cout, enter number of elements. How many elements you want to insert? Number of elements. Cin, extraction, n. Cout, insertion, enter n elements. For I is equal to 1, I start from 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Cin, extraction, a of I semicolon. For loop close, function close. Next, void del, then what is the function name? Remove. Here also a program has to ask enter location. Cout, insertion, enter location. Cin, extraction, LOC. Okay, then let us check whether it is invalid. If LOC greater than n or LOC less than 1, Cout, invalid, location, get ch, exit. Next, if this condition false, it is a valid location. So a program has to delete element from that location. Let us display that statement here. Cout, insertion, deleted element is a of LOC. Next, let us shift elements to that gap. ಈಗ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, LOC ಇಂದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್, ಆ ಲೊಕೇಶನಿಂದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಈಗ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಈ ಥರ ತಾನೆ. A 1 2 3 4 5 6 still element locations are there. 8 11 15 20 25. So if location is, I'll take location is 4 at the location. This element has to remove. Yes, a display deleted element is a of LOC. Andre LOC ellide idu LOC. A of LOC, a of 4, that is 20. Deleted element is 20 ಆಯಿತು. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So this element has to shift here. How to write the code? For I is equal to LOC plus 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇನೋ ಈ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು, 4th ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್, ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಟಿಲ್ n you have to move. So this element is obviously less than this, so I has to increment. A of I minus 1 is equal to A of I. I value is location plus 1. Location is 4. 4 plus 1 5. It means I is 5. 5 less than or equal to 5? Yes, condition true. Then it enters 5 minus 1 4. A of 4 is equal to A of 5. 25 goes here. I increments. I becomes 6. Is 6 less than 5? False. Then it terminates. Now you have to reduce the size. N is equal to n minus 1 semicolon. Function close. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರಿಬಾರ್ದು ನೀವು, ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀತಿರೋದು. ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಟನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. n is equal to n minus 1. Now one more function is there, no, that is display function. Return type void, class name del, scope resolution, function name disp. Cout insertion, for loop, for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Cout insertion a of I. One by one I want to display backslash n. For close, function close. Now let us write main function. Void main. So first I have to create object del. D is an object. D dot input. After that I want to display cout. Before deletion array elements, let us display array elements. D dot disp. Now we have to call remove function. D dot remove cout. After deletion D dot disp. Again I want to display get ch. Function close. You all know execution always starts from main function. So first, which function will execute? Input function. After creation of object, enter number of elements. If I give 5 elements, 5, enter 5 elements. So assume these are the elements. This function will be over. Next, before deletion, this statement will be displayed on the screen. What is there after that? Disp function. So what are the elements you have inserted? It will be displayed on the screen. After that, remove function. So enter location. If location is 4, then 4 less greater than n, again same procedure, and it will be executed. After that, after deletion, disp function. So we have reduced the n value, no? Before n was 5, now n is 4. The n ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ n ಇಲ್ಲಿರಲ್ಲ, n ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮೆಮೊರಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ 4 ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, 1 to n ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ n ವರೆಗೂ, n ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ 4, ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ 4 ತನಕ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು 5 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಈಗ 4 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್. So in this way we have to implement those algorithms in a program, and these two are the lab programs. So we had while discussing class and objects, we discussed simple interest, that is a lab program, and in function overloading, area of square, area of rectangle and area of triangle, that is also lab program. In constructors and destructors, sum of series 1 plus x square x to the power of n, that is also lab program. Inheritance, base class having student details and derived class having marks details, that is also a lab program. Then in data structure, insert and delete, these two are the lab programs. In pointers chapter also there is a lab program. Pointers to object, that is a lab program. Once you go through this class, these 2 classes, so you have to practice algorithms, and these are very important algorithms. You'll get questions on this, 5 mark questions, and traversal for 3 mark, operations and all those come for 5 mark or for 3 mark. So in the next live classes I'll discuss these questions and you can clarify your doubts. Apart from this, if you have any doubts, you can WhatsApp me. Thank you.